Welcome to episode 307 of the official Gamestitch Podcast. I'm Ryan Walton, and as always, I'm joined by Dan Reamer.
Hello again.
Also, shout out to Hoff and Show on the Wheels of Steel this afternoon.
On what?
You can't hear him, but he's here.
The Wheels of Steel.
He's a DJ.
This afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's morning.
Not if you listen in the afternoon, though. Now you've broken all time.
Time is just, you just fucked it all. You just broke time. We're all going to die now.
Time is really, it's all made up anyways.
It's all a construct. It's a man-made construct.
Right. So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you call it. Time exists. You do still get older.
So time exists, but 3 p.m. doesn't exist.
It does exist in the constructs of mankind.
Right. So if you decide 3 is 6, you could do that.
That probably wouldn't work well.
But you do have to understand that time is a real thing.
Yes. And the thing is, it doesn't do you good to call 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock if everyone else is calling it 3 o'clock.
What if you identify... Listen, what if you identify... Because you can identify... What if you identify that 6 o'clock is 3 o'clock?
It is not the same thing. It's not.
I don't like to be told how to feel about my time.
Oh, fine. Then why don't you complain about it at 13 o'clock?
I'm just going to... It's 13, 14, 15 o'clock, whatever. I'm just going to start coming to work and be like, no, this is my 9 o'clock.
Right. And that's where I revert back to my original statement, is it has to work for everyone else too, or you're going to find yourself
If
fucked.
There's one thing I'm absolutely positive of, your views do not have to work for everyone else in this age. It's actually better if it doesn't.
That's not... To a certain extent, you're correct. But for the most part, you're absolutely wrong.
If you're on board with this, 3 o'clock is 6 o'clock, just let us know.
Right. And
Podcast at Gamestitch.com. Also, big shout out to myself for using Twitter more than twice last week.
You did? What was up with that?
I was just trying real hard. Just putting a lot of effort into it.
You're probably done now for a bit. It's not
that much work. It's just I don't want to. So I made a real effort.
We did well.
Also, shout out to Matt for scooping up Dude Hancock on Twitter.
I don't know if that's super cool or a super dick move. It's one or the other.
I think it's super cool. Also, there's a Paul Rudd up there, which I can get behind.
I do like the Paul Rudd up there.
I like to see the social impact, social implications of this show.
That's right. We have an impact on pop culture. I like that.
Yeah,
I can get behind that.
Good. It's pretty good. Everything's pretty good.
We're rolling.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Everything's pretty good. It's not great. It's not perfect. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It's pretty good.
Every day we're hustling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the way I understand it.
I'm pretty sure that's a song, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I
think so. Kind of like Window to the Wall. That's a song,
sweat
too.
Drip down your balls.
Yeah. All these bitches crawl. Yeah.
You know what that song reminds me of? Need for Speed Underground. Because I think it played every time you went to the menu.
I think so, too. But you know what? I have a newfound respect for the song because I've been listening to acoustic people perform it in a coffee shop on YouTube. And it is outstanding. So
that's a real...
If you ever
listen to coffee shop performances on YouTube, sounds like the most hipster ass thing I've ever heard you say.
No, but it's that song. The fact
We've been doing this show for like 5 years. That's the most hipster ass thing I've ever heard you say. Just listening to coffee shop performances on YouTube.
That's not what I'm doing. It was.
No, I get it. Come home after a long day, you crack open that tablet and you just search for some coffee shop performances.
It was acoustic. It was an acoustic version of it. But it's this dude surprising people by performing it acoustic in a coffee shop.
Just some sweet poetry reads.
It is fucking phenomenal watching the people's reactions. He's just singing away with all his heart and soul. It's great.
Fun fact: once in my life,
and shit, and the dads are like,
Once in my life, I went to a coffee shop performance, and it was very good.
Oh, and what coffee shop?
It was local. It was in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Hoptown, as the locals know it. I'm trying to remember the dude's name. That's kind of his scene, though. He wasn't out of place.
Right.
But he was very good.
Very much belonged in a coffee shop.
Yeah, it was very like 12 people all eating pastries and drinking coffee, like there for the performance.
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Yeah,
because I like pastries and I don't mind coffee.
What's your favorite pastry?
My favorite pastry, that would be a cherry turnover.
I'm gonna go with cheese Danish.
I can get behind a cheese Danish too. I can get behind any kind of Danish.
It turns out I just want like a tub of that cheese.
That cheese is it's not real cheese. It can't be real cheese.
Yeah, but you can't get that substance anywhere other than the Danish.
No, you can't. It's only available in the cheese Danish. I agree.
If you went to a bakery and you said, "Can I get a tub of that?" They'd be like, "Listen, you fat bastard.
No.
That only comes in a Danish." But there's something about that's like the peanut butter that comes in a peanut butter cup.
It's the only kind of peanut butter. Or the peanut butter and pretzels is not like any peanut butter you can get anywhere else. Did you get the pretzel-filled or peanut butter-filled pretzels?
Yeah, you can't just get that stuff. Like the inside of a combo, you can't get whatever's inside of that anywhere.
Oh, that's good cheese, too.
I don't know what that is.
Combos are delicious. They shouldn't work, but they do.
It says made with real cheese, but I call shenanigans.
I feel like that's a lie.
I'm pretty sure everything inside of a combo came from a lab.
Yeah, it was definitely concocted.
But just know I'm not mad at it.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was not real.
You go for the pizza?
Buffalo blue cheese is my new favorite.
Buffalo blue cheese. I do pizza.
Pizza pretzel or pizza cracker?
As like a combo.
I know, but they have a pizza available as both the cracker and
no,
the pretzel.
I always prefer the cracker.
Oh, I'm always a pretzel. I always go with the pretzels.
Yeah. Now, do you do the thing where you try to separate the inside from the outside?
Oh, fuck no. Those things just get popped in my mouth.
Yeah. Sometimes with the cracker, I'll try to separate, and then you just have the middle tube.
Nope, no separating.
It's a flavor tube.
Yeah, I don't do that. No, I just pop the whole thing in my mouth and chew away.
Sometimes I like to play with my food a little bit.
I see that. It's good for you.
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's a craft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coming soon to you on YouTube.
Yeah. Just coffee shop videos of me dissecting combos.
Food crafting.
Food craft. That's definitely already a thing.
Food crafting?
Just the name food craft, I guarantee that's a thing.
Oh, yeah, food craft. Maybe not food crafting.
Maybe not. I don't know. Speaking of food crafting, we played some Red Dead Online this week.
We did. That's not all I played either, but we'll lead with that.
Red Dead Online for me is like...
You hate it.
It's like you showed up at an event and you're like, hey, this event's not so bad. And then someone walks straight up to you and punches you right in the face.
See, I didn't have that.
This does suck, just like I thought.
I didn't have that experience.
So we played together the other night. We had a fine time. And then as soon as you got off, we rode into town where I got murdered 437 times in a row and couldn't get out of town without being murdered to stop being murdered.
Gotcha.
It would respawn me and I would be murdered in 30 seconds. I couldn't even get out of town and it kept respawning me in the same spot.
Well, didn't it pop up? Doesn't it pop up with a parlay after so many times?
With 600 people killing you, who knows? I never had it pop up, but every time I died, it felt like it was a different dude because there was like 12 posses hanging out, shooting each other in the face.
It might have been then, yeah.
We went inside of a shop, and we couldn't leave the shop because there was like 12 dudes with their guns trained on the door, waiting for us to walk out.
Yeah, see, that's stupid. I don't have time for that.
Absolutely miserable. I know this is in beta, but there's got to be either private servers or a passive mode.
Oh, I agree 100%. I do.
Just give me a passive mode. Charge me $1 in game, not a real money, but there's a currency system. Charge me $1 to go in passive. I'll pay it every time.
Yeah, I do think there needs to be a passive mode. I agree with that. I haven't run into any of the problems that you have, and into any of those problems like you have. But
we were very careful and planned out when we were all three on.
Yes, we were.
So we would gather things. We would ride straight into town, sell it, and ride straight out. So the problem is we went to that bigger town where he moved the camp to.
Oh, yeah. Right as I got off?
Right as you got off, and there was like so many people. It was nothing but those peachy flesh-colored dots over there.
Great.
It was miserable. I do not like that part of the game. And I had $16, and by the time they killed me 100 times, I was down to $10.
Right.
I don't know what charges me. I don't know how the deaths play into me not having money. But every time I get killed a bunch, my money goes down.
Yeah, I don't think, without a passive mode, I don't think they should take money away from you for being killed.
I've read that they don't, but every time I end up dying a bunch, I have less money.
They have to take some away from you, I guess.
This game has zero longevity for me if they don't add a passive mode.
Oh, yeah, I can see that, because as people start getting more and more into it, it's only going to get worse.
It had started to feel like it had calmed down a little bit, but I think the way they introduced the online with the people that bought the super expensive bundle, then days 1 and 2, days 3 and 4, and then everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem was Friday when we played together was everybody else was on. So the people that didn't understand being a dick isn't fun for everybody,
right,
were multiplied.
Oh, there's plenty of people that don't care if being a dick isn't fun for everybody. They just want to be a dick.
Right, so those people won't go away, but some of them who are just trying out being a dick, those will go away.
Yes, you're right.
So, I don't know. I think it would be fun. I like the idea of it. I love the idea of a shared camp that we're all building up and we're all playing towards something.
Yep.
It costs $200 to do a permanent posse.
It's a lot of cans of beans. The economy's kind of weird, too.
It is. You find something you think will be good, and it sells for like 40 cents.
Yeah, but a can of beans costs $1.50.
Mm-hmm. So
but you're selling wedding rings for 40 cents.
I like the idea of it. I would love to play it more. It's just got to be different than it is now. It's way too frustrating.
It has got to have the passive mode. It has got to. I agree.
They do know. People online are screaming that it is miserable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of people. Well, there's complaints about that, about the non-passive mode, and everybody just being in. I hate people who are just in there just to fucking ruin everybody else's time. I hate those people. I want those people to take a dirt nap. I know that seems mean and, maybe a little bit of overkill. I disagree. Those people need to go away in any way possible, however it happens.
Yeah, you want them dead. I get it.
I don't like those people. Mm-hmm. I despise those people. I want to hostile those people. That's where I get with them.
I don't necessarily disagree with you. That might be a little extreme, but I don't disagree. The people that just love to watch online games burn can fuck right off.
Right, exactly.
That's why we're not playing Fallout 76. Although I do like the idea that apparently to engage someone, they have to fire back.
Yeah.
So if I shoot you in Fallout 76, we're not doing real damage till you shoot back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can still do a small amount of damage, and I guess if you had all day, you could keep chipping away, but...
That game's having its fair share of problems, too.
Yeah. It's not doing well.
And there's some people that are serious assholes that some shit just went down. We won't get into the story. If you want to know more, Google it, but...
Yeah, it's not... That game's not doing well, and I mean, I think you already saw a price drop for Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And that game's like, I think they were selling it for like $30 or $40.
Well, I think when they first announced it, I don't remember where you sat on it, but I think I said, I'm not interested. That world isn't made for that.
I was down. I wanted it.
That's not, I was not.
I still want it. I just need it to be Fallout, but my friends could play also. It's not that.
No.
And this game should have come out in beta. I don't know why they felt the need to shit it out right now. Everything I've watched, everything I've read, there's tons of potential there. It was not ready to come out. It was not ready to be a $60 game. They should have just released it as a beta. I know that means it wouldn't have been on PS4 or whatever you want to say. People constantly talk about how you can't do early access on PS4. Fortnite sure as hell did it.
Mm-hmm.
That game sure as hell said early access for the better part of 8 months that we played it.
So did Paragons.
So it can be done.
What was it? Not Paragon. What was it we played?
Paladins.
That's what it was. Paladins was early access forever, too.
Yeah. So I don't know. Also, shout out to Paladins. They sent me a code for the Realm Royale. Jumped in, played one match, and won. Howard also got a code. He asked me to play with him, and I said, "You're not on my level. You want to play with the master? Then you jump in, you get a win on your first playthrough." So he jumped in. He got a win on his first fucking playthrough.
No kidding.
Then he got a win on like playthrough 2, 4, 8. He's had like 5 or 6 wins already.
Oh my God, he loves this game. This is his new favorite, isn't it?
All the Fortnite's paying off that he's played.
Yeah,
because
no
this
kidding.
game is not Fortnite. So then I texted him back and said, "Apparently, sir, you are on my level, and you will now be allowed to play with me." So we haven't yet, but I do look forward to that. That game is like a less polished Fortnite without building.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy it? The one game you played?
I don't know that Battle Royale is my thing.
Oh, I know it's not my thing. You guys got on to me the other night for...
You were like excessively hard on PUBG.
I don't think I was. I simply said I wasn't interested at all, and you guys were trying to, "Oh yeah, but this, yeah, but that." I'm not interested. You were
like not respecting the fact that it was a good game.
No, that's not what I was doing at all. I have no desire to play it.
Right.
I never said it's a shitty game. I never said that game's bullshit.
That's what I was coming across.
It went back and forth to, I'm not interested in it. I don't want to play it. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to play it. Oh, somebody's being aggressive. No, you guys aren't listening to me.
No, it was how you were saying it.
I don't want to fucking play it. It was
you were saying
guys
it like you wanted to drag.
At.
You were saying it like you wanted to drag PUBG out behind the barn.
No, I wanted to drag you guys out behind the barn because you wouldn't shut up trying to get me to play it.
Put that 6-shooter right to its temple.
I put that 6-shooter right to your temple.
No, I don't think so.
And Marshall 205's temple.
It was all towards PUBG. By the way, I went to a fence in that town that we were playing in. I did get a fancy new gun for $0 in Red Dead Online.
How'd you get it for $0?
I don't know. It was $0.
Huh.
It's a, I forget the name of it.
In that big town you went to?
Mm-hmm, like a high stakes revolver or something like that. It's just a neater looking pistole. So
good for
scooped
you.
It up.
But yeah,
Realm Royale, not great, not terrible. It's fine. I would say it's like a really good beginner's Battle Royale.
Now, are you interested in the Battle Royale in Red Dead Online at all?
No, I don't want Battle Royale in anything. Those modes are fine. I know lots of people love them. It's great. Keep bringing them out. It's not my thing. I do like to get like a single win. I like to prove I'm capable of playing that thing. Mm-hmm. But in all honesty, after I got that win in Realm Royale, I could just delete that off my hard drive and been fine.
Gotcha.
I'm not jonesing for a follow-up or repeat.
Well, I don't know. The one in the Red Dead one doesn't sound too bad because it limits your weapons. I think it's like bow and arrow and knife or something.
I've been killed a million times. I'm good at being killed in that game by somebody else. I did spend a better part of 30 minutes after you got off the other night trying to kill an alligator with a knife.
Did that work?
Nope.
Never did it?
Nope. But the animation of getting killed by the alligator is pretty cool.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He grabs you and shakes like death rolls you.
Oh, nice.
So it's okay.
I shot one the other day. I shot
several, but I wanted to be hardcore.
Except for you're not, turns out.
I got to get that bow.
I know, I want the bow too.
I think that's how you get good pelts, good skins.
Yeah, just like in the regular game.
Yeah.
It's true. So
I got to get that bow. So I played Realm Royale. I played some Train Sim World.
Yeah, and
Doctor, that game's complicated.
And now you think you're a conductor.
So I'm going to say this, and I mean this. If I was to walk on that train that I operated in that game,
mm-hmm.
I could make that train move. Okay. I'm not going to guarantee you we would have successful stops. Things would be perfect, but I could guarantee you I can move that train.
Totally worth the money? For you?
Yeah. But no one should buy this game. and I mean that, I don't mean it in a bad way. If you like trains, you probably won't ever be able to play this game without ruining your underwear because it's that realistic. But if you're just like a casual train lover like myself, mm-hmm. I don't suggest this game. The tutorial consists of it walking you through the button prompts once, and then it just puts you on a fucking train.
Oh.
And it's the entire recreated line, and you make every stop along the way, which my guess, you can save in the middle of a line. So my guess is it probably takes 3 to 4 hours to run this entire line.
Okay.
You drive 1.4 miles, and then you stop, and you have to stop in the zone. You open the doors, you let passengers in, you close them, then you go to the next stop. You have to be on time. You have to honk the horn. You have to do all the things you're supposed to, one does when operating a train. It is so hard, and sometimes I can't get the train to move. But there are no prompts. There's no help. I don't know why the train won't move. So I just keep smacking fucking levers until it starts going again.
And you don't know what the levers do.
My time's all screwed up. I got people waiting. They're pissed off. My money's going down. I'm going to guess there's over 100 pressable buttons inside the cab of the train that I'm on. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It could be any one of these things. Then I start poking buttons. Then things really get messed up.
Oh, yeah, because then you break them worse because you don't know what the buttons do.
Yeah, I don't know how to undo the buttons either. Like some buttons you press and nothing happens. You're like, did that do something?
Nope.
It's very challenging. The DLC is also $29 for each pack. There's like a $29, $29, and a $25 pack.
Holy shit.
But it's because they build these entire trains. There's even a disclaimer up front that says this game is for enjoyment. Don't go operate a real train after playing this. And I feel like you only have to put that up front if you were giving me the knowledge to go operate an actual train.
Fair.
It is so hard. I'll probably play it a few more times. This game has no longevity with me.
No.
I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I played it. I think it's fun. It's fun to challenge myself, but I don't have any idea what I'm doing.
Fair enough. You're not a train guy. I get it.
I'm not a train guy, but I don't need to operate one like that. You can be a passenger though, and I think that's fun.
Just being a passenger?
You just go get on the train and sit in the seat. There's collectibles to discover and things like that. I may do some of that. I don't know. If you're a train guy, get at us, or a train lady, get at us. Let us know how realistic that game is.
Or if you're a train human, just let us know.
It seems pretty legit, but it's coming from a guy with no train knowledge. So
I got a question for you that I wanted to ask you while we were on the air too. Have you played Rocket League since Rocket Pass ended?
I got in one time since it ended.
And how was that for you?
Very briefly. It doesn't bother me. I actually wanted there to be a break between Rocket Passes. I haven't been playing a lot of Rocket League only because I played so much during Rocket Pass.
Uh-huh.
I mean, level 70 was the goal, and I hit level 140 or 138.
Yeah.
It was just so much Rocket League that I just needed to rest. I'm like an athlete on the off season.
That's fair. I was just wondering. I haven't seen you on playing it much.
Howard's struggling with the fact that you're not getting stuff.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time getting into it without Rocket Pass.
Yeah, I want there to be a break. If they go from Rocket Pass to Rocket Pass, it's going to be too much for me.
That's fair.
And the new one's supposed to be announced in December, so we're not far away.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, and I think that's right. I need the break. I need the gap. They need the break.
But I am also fairly confident that most of the Rocket League community falls into Howard's camp more so than yours and mine.
Probably.
I think
and maybe they speed up the gap between them, but there's got to be some kind of gap.
I do think that's fair to say. Yeah, they do have to speed up the gap.
Will you do another
Rocket Pass?
Rocket Pass?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I thought it was well worth the money.
I mean, I played nowhere near as much as you guys did, and I only came up 9 tiers short. I think I ended it at a 61.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get to 70.
Yeah.
Once I traded that car, I just wanted to get to 50 so I could have all the cars. And I made it past that. But I played nowhere near as much as you guys did.
Yeah, Patman ended up making it to 70.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to get enough keys to pay for the next one. He came up, I think, 2 keys short. But he'll also do another one, he said. I like it. I like the way it works.
I think they're a fun time. I do.
I made it to 138, so you got to figure with free tier and everything. I mean, I probably got upwards to 200 items.
Right.
for $10.
Well, that's another problem I'm having with the playing the Red Dead Redemption single player is there never seems to be any progression of any kind. I mean, you can jack
your
up
Arthur is your Arthur.
Your Arthur is your Arthur. You get minor things like you can you have a little bit more stamina, or you take a little bit more damage, but they're very negligible and they're very small amounts. They're almost not noticeable. Upgrading your satchels, yes, but all of that stuff is incredibly time-consuming to do that. So there's really no sense of working towards something other than the end of the story, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not what I expected out of Red Dead 2.
Right.
And it's throwing me a little bit.
I still would love to get back to the single player. I don't know, when I have a lot of time off with work coming. So I wouldn't even dare to say what I'm going to play.
Right.
In the next 4 weeks, I have 2 weeks off. So I don't know what'll happen. I don't ever have that kind of time, so I don't know.
Right.
I'd love to get back into Red Dead. I don't know if that's where I'll spend my time. I'm still just absolutely just in love with VR. Like, I just can't get enough of it. I played more Beat Saber. That campaign is incredibly hard. I spoke about it last week. That campaign is incredibly hard, but I've been doing free play, and free play makes you so much better at the campaign. So you go in there, you pick the song you're working on, you beat it out, and then when you jump in the campaign, it's that much easier. Because you've been practicing at it. So I just love Beat Saber. And then I've still got the Darcien. Still got that to play. The From Software VR title.
Darcien. Haven't played it yet.
No. There's a lot of speculation, though, that is a Bloodborne 2 prequel.
Really? Do you know enough about it? You haven't played it. You wouldn't know. So.
No, I wouldn't know even if it was. But there's a lot of speculation that will lead directly into Bloodborne 2 because that's a real Sony ass thing to do. So I could maybe see that, but I don't know. I think that's it. I played a lot, but it was just all over the place. But I do think that Darcien will probably be the next thing. I also still want to really get to the Invisible Hours, so I don't know. One of those two games will probably be what's next for VR for me. But I want to play more Firewall with you guys, so I'm definitely down for that.
I want to play more Firewall as well. I still need to get into the Impatient.
You got to play that. I want to hear what you think about it.
I know. I have to play it. I can't. Every time I think about it, I'm just like, nah, I don't feel like getting it out. But I do really, really want to play it, so I need to give that a go because I know we were huge fans of Until Dawn, so I know you want to know what I think of it.
I don't know anyone who's played that game. And when I got done, I was like, what if I talked about it with someone? And I don't know anyone who's played it. Right. It's like the loneliest experience ever. That game's... If you were an Until Dawn fan, that game's okay. I enjoyed myself.
I picked up Farpoint. I need to play that.
Yeah, Farpoint's fun.
I got that on sale for $14.
I need to finish Farpoint. I made it halfway through that and just quit playing because I jumped into something else.
And the only other thing I played this week was... I played two things, actually. One's going to blow your mind. One blew your mind, actually. But one was I'm still playing the first episode of Life is Strange 2. It's getting interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure where the story's going, man. I'm interested to find out. Still tugs at the heartstrings and all that. I feel bad for these two kids. So there's that. And then I played... what did I play, Ryan?
Pumped BMX.
I forgot about Pumped BMX. That's not the one I was talking about.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking about.
I played Pumped BMX while I was waiting for ONRUSH to download, and it never
He was so
did.
fond of Pumped BMX that he said it's kind of rough.
Yeah, I had to make it go away. It is now on Game Pass. And I played Gwent.
Oh yeah, that was confusing. I do remember that.
This week was just a week where I was having a hard time figuring out what I wanted to play.
That was me last week.
And so I was just jumping around through shit. I'll try this. I'll try this. And those are the only things I played this week. I do like Gwent though.
I forgot when you brought up ONRUSH. I'd played ONRUSH, and I want to retract my statement a little bit. I said that game was okay. That game for some reason I really like that game now.
We'll talk about it more here in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if it was playing it more or what, but that game's like sneaky fun. Like you play it, you're kind of frustrated, everything, but then when I'm not playing it, like I kind of slowly started thinking about it. Mm. And I text Howard, aka Marshall 205, and I was like, I think I kind of like ONRUSH. He's like, I think I do too. I don't know if you just have to really get in and start playing it a lot, and you get to the point because so the unlockables are free. That's a big thing right off the bat. You get crates every level, and you can open them for free. So there's like that drive to get like new skins and new emotes and things like that. And I kind of like that game. The matches are quick. I mean, they're like 5 minutes. It has that Rocket League itch. Mm-hmm. And it's a driving game where winning doesn't matter.
It's all about smashing and wrecking.
Well, different stuff. Sometimes it's about chain and boost together. So it doesn't even matter if you smash and wreck. It's just about boosting for as long as possible.
Okay.
Sometimes it's about driving through gates, and smashing and wrecking obviously happens, but really your goal is to hit the gates.
Yeah, I'm not into the first place, second place, third place races.
Yeah, and that doesn't even exist in this. And then sometimes it's about wrecking and, causing, destruction. And I don't know, it's just done in a really smart way. I think that game is confusing to advertise because people are like, it's a racing game. Because cars race. And I get that, but it's not.
You think people get mad playing it? This is what I thought it was.
I think at first, but then I think you're like, hey, this is all right. There's something rewarding about jumping off a 200-foot cliff on a motorcycle and then landing on the roof of someone's car and watching it just crush and flip over top of you as they go, and they're furious. It's like Burnout the takedowns are like Burnout. So,
yeah.
It reminds me of that. It reminds me of San Francisco Rush and just how over the top it is. It has like a Motorstorm vibe. It's got a lot of different things going on, and they all feel good. It's very arcadey.
So it's a lot like Mud Runners then.
It's just like Mud Runners, like a sequel to Mud Runners. Fast paced. Shout out to Mud Runners for also making me feel like I could drive a truck in the mud. Mud Runner is easier than Train Sim World.
Okay, really?
Yes. Train Sim World easily the most complicated game I've ever played. Easily, hands down. And you're talking about a guy who loved Mud Runners and Farming Simulator. Hands down the most complicated game I've ever played. That
reminds me, there was a mech game for sale on a flash sale this weekend. I almost thought about getting it for VR.
There was a what?
It was for VR, a mech game.
Oh, which one? I saw it.
I almost thought about getting it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in VR, playing a mech game would be really fucking cool.
I got that Eve Gunjack, which is like a mech game, it looks like, and it was like $2 on sale.
And have you played it?
I haven't played it yet.
No.
I have so much waiting to play in VR. There's a flash sale going right now, too. Did you check that out?
Yeah, there's nothing on there.
There was something on there I was going to buy, but I don't remember what it is.
There was nothing that I was super excited about on there.
It wasn't VR, but there was something I looked through there, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to buy that. I can't remember. I'll have to jump in there and look. Let's slide up in the news.
And then you didn't. Yeah.
Let's slide right up in that news.
Get it done. Get it over.
Inside that news.
Got shit to do today. Can't be doing a podcast all fucking day.
Or can you?
Can't. No, I really do have shit to do today.
Like this podcast. Back to all day.
Huh. See, that's not how that
we're
works.
starting with the game releases for December. Game releases for December. December 4th. Just Cause 4. PS4, Xbox One, PC. Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. Also on the 4th. Persona 3 Dancing in Moonlight. PS4, PS Vita. Also on the 4th. Persona 4 Dancing All Night for the PS4 on December 4th. Persona 5, Dancing in Starlight. PS4, PS Vita, also on the 4th. The biggest release of December, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, coming for the Switch on December 7th. Earth Defense 5, EDF 5, PS4, December 11th. And Dragon Marked for Death on the Switch, coming in December, whatever that means. It doesn't have a day.
Not excited for a single thing on this list.
Yeah, I'm going to pick up Smash Brothers, but yeah, me either. Other than Smash Brothers, I don't. It's a weak list, but December is weak sauce.
Traditionally, yes.
Yeah. Shout out to Hoffen Show for reminding me the PlayStation Classics come in December 3rd.
Ah, yes it is.
I still have that pre-order out there, so I guess I'm getting that.
It is not reviewing incredibly well. Apparently some of the emulations aren't great.
People also not a fan of those titles.
No, and it's very, apparently the presentation is very bland.
I'll let you know. Got one coming.
I know you do.
Got
Xbox One games for gold. Games with gold for December 2018. And they're now available. For the Xbox One, we have Cube 2 with a Q.
That pisses me off.
It's not right. From December 1st to the 31st. We have a Never Alone from the 16th to January 15th. Race the Sun from November 16th to December 15th. For the Xbox 360, we have Dragon Age 2, December 1st to 15th. And Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, December 16th to the 31st. Nothing exciting on that list either, really.
Just wait for this PlayStation Plus to really knock your fucking socks off.
Never Alone is actually a fun game. If you haven't played it yet, I do suggest you play it. That's a pretty good game. It tells an interesting story. Some interesting Inuit lore and stuff like that. But nothing on there that's a have to have by far.
I'll just say that it's a very December
month.
Yeah.
Mercenaries Playground of Destruction is fun too.
It is, but how fun is it now?
Yeah, that's the difference.
I don't know.
That was one of my last GBNFs.
It's a good game. PS4, PlayStation Plus games for December. We have Soma and ONRUSH. ONRUSH is fun. It's on it's on a Game Pass right now. Mm-hmm. I would like to play it on PS4, but now I'm like, I put a lot of time into the Xbox One. So I
haven't done it in anything. So
PS4.
Here's the thing: do I need to get it for the PS4, or do I need to get it for the?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the library then.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do too. For PS3, you have Steerden and Steins Gate. I've never heard of either one of those.
Me either.
If you showed me both of them, I probably couldn't pick which is which.
Unless the title might be written out.
Right, but if you just showed me a screenshot, I probably wouldn't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
On Vita, you're getting Papers, Please, which is one I wanted to check out for a while ago, but it's only Vita. And then you're getting Iconoclast, which is cross-buy with PS4. So you can play that one on PS4, but Papers, Please is only
Iconoclast.
That's like they put in name generator.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like. Video game name generator. Iconoclast. So those were two exciting lists, and let me get you a little more excited.
Sure.
A story for all ages. The FTC is going to look into loot boxes.
Of course they are.
They got to check into this old child gambling ring going on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fun. The United States Federal Trade Commission is committed to investigating video game loot boxes amid concerns about how much systems might enable and encourage children to gamble. U.S. Senator Maggie Hassan from New Hampshire encouraged FTC Chairman Joe Simmons to investigate loot boxes during a Congressional Oversight Committee meeting this week. Big old Joe said absolutely. Going to look into this child gambling ring.
I don't like this.
No, neither.
I don't like this.
I'm not a big, the government needs to stay out of my life. I'm not, you don't hear me say those kind of things a lot. They need to stay out of my video games.
Well, here's the problem. In order to, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that yes, this is gambling. In order to gamble, what do you need? Some sort of currency. If you're a 10-year-old, how do you use that currency to gamble it online? Your parents have to allow it somehow.
Well, so that's the thing here is asking people to be better parents is not an option.
But that should be the only option.
It should be the only option, but it's not an option. So instead, we turn to the government to regulate it because raising their children too much work.
I understand that. They just want someone else to just say make it so it can't happen.
Right.
That's not. We are a capitalistic society. The whole point of keeping our economy strong is to take your money.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's how our country fucking runs. That's the fuel that fires our country, is taking money and spending money.
This is all a mess, but luckily the U.S. isn't alone. Australia, they're also jumping into this. The Senate inquiry into loot boxes moved forward this week. According to Kotaku Australia, the Senate recommended that federal government in Australia enact a comprehensive review of loot boxes in video games. And we all know that Australia government not a fan of video games anyways.
Well, yeah, true.
Very tough market to be in over there. So,
well, here's another problem I have with this. Because why not? This is gonna be my rant Sunday. I'm not sure that loot boxes are gambling. Because when you get a box, you receive something. You spent money for a product.
Sure, so you receive a product.
And
it's
you
a transaction.
get something from that product. That is a typical transaction.
I guess where it gets gray is there any value to the object after? Can I trade it off? Can I trade it in? Can I trade it to you?
Can you sell it off to somebody?
Right. If I spend the money on a random box and I can't do anything with it, I think you're talking about a different thing. So Rocket League is probably the best example that you and I have.
Okay. No. Let me go. So essentially, what about the literal company Loot Crate?
Right, but so you could resell all of those things.
Not if there's no one to buy them.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter.
That's irrelevant. I say, yep. Okay.
So Rocket League is the example that we play the most, which would fall into the category of talking about loot boxes and gambling and whatnot. All those items can be traded in or traded to you.
Yes.
For, in return, in-game money or whatever item you chose to trade to me.
Okay.
To me, that doesn't feel like gambling because that's just DLC, because there's a value to everything that you get.
And you don't think that in all loot boxes there is some sort of value to everything you get?
Yeah, so I don't see it as gambling. I do think that you are walking a fine line when it makes the game, when it changes gameplay.
The winning of the game. Now,
so
would you say it changes the way... Okay, so what you're saying is when it changes the way you play the game.
It's still not gambling, it's just shitty. But
even by the nature of introducing any kind of loot box, whether it's Rocket League style, or let's say Battlefront 2 style, doesn't that just inherently by introducing that change the way you play the game?
I don't think so. I think a cosmetic upgrade may make the game more enjoyable for you, but it doesn't change your ability to win or lose.
Okay.
Something that changes gameplay, again, I don't think it's gambling. I just think it's shitty.
Okay.
So if my car drove faster because I spent $1 on a box, that would just be shitty. It wouldn't make it gambling.
It's still not gambling.
It would just be shitty.
It's literally pay to win, which is a thing.
Which is shitty, but apps have been doing it for years.
I agree that, but it's a thing.
Cell phone games have been doing it for years.
Yeah, it is a thing.
But I am okay with a loot box that I can pay for or pay to open, as long as I have a physical item that I can then do something with as far as if I don't want to keep it? Can I melt it down, break it down, upgrade it, trade it in? Can I trade it to another person? If I have the ability to do all those things, I am perfectly fine spending money to get those things because they have some sort of value from a loot box. Now, obviously, I like games that do free loot boxes better. Ones where I don't have to pay to open them. I like that better. I think Overwatch does a good job. Also, I feel bad for Overwatch because for some reason the crate that's always shown in every story is the Overwatch crate.
Mm-hmm. And
Overwatch doesn't do. I think they do a pretty good job with.
I don't think they. Yeah, they don't do that style of.
I think their loot box is pretty tame compared to some of the more predatory. Crate. I talked about them like they're filling up little kids. I don't know why I was so aggressive. They're not really predatory. They're just shitty.
They're not predatory. They're an option that children should not have access to, but their parents allow them to and then complain.
They are DLC.
Yeah, they are DLC, exactly.
They are a blind grab DLC. They should not make you better or worse at the game.
I mean, there are loot crates you don't have to pay for.
Yeah. Is that gambling?
No. It's not gambling either way, I don't think.
Yeah,
as long as you're receiving something.
We've talked about this too before. If you're buying a blind grab loot box, they should have to show odds.
I do. Yeah, we have said that.
So that you can make an informed decision. But I think the problem with showing odds is it sounds so much more like gambling.
Because that makes it sound like gambling. Exactly.
Right. So, I don't know. It's not gambling either way. I don't need there's so many things that the FTC needs to worry about, and I don't think this is one of them.
And
maybe I'm too close to it.
How come parents are complaining at Taco Bell because their kids go in there 8 times a day trying to win an Xbox?
Yeah, mostly because the food's super tasty. I had Taco Bell yesterday, and it delivered. Not that they brought it to me, but it was on point.
I knew what you meant.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want somebody who's like, you Grubhubbing? You Uber eating?
They deliver through Grubhub here now.
Yeah.
Never used Grubhub.
Me either. I've always picked up my own food.
Yeah, me too.
I don't need a stranger dropping a ball onto my burrito.
Oh.
And I know. Listen,
that's a good thing about Taco Bell is I think you'd be able to tell.
I don't need anybody being like, "Oh, the cook could do that." Yeah, that's fine, but let's limit the amount of balls that could be on my burrito. Right? There's no need to have one more set on there.
I'm not worried about balls. That's not something I worry about. Balls on my burritos.
No one ever teabagging a burrito before they give it to you.
That. No, I don't think that's something people generally do. I feel like I'm in. The odds are definitely in my favor that's not happening.
So, you know how Taco Bell's you can see them making the food?
Yeah.
You just envision a guy like finishing off a burrito, putting it in one of those black like trays,
squatting down,
sitting on the ground, just double tapping it on the ground, and then pick it up and popping a lid on it.
You think he'd wipe off his nutsack first?
Nope.
Or just pull his pants right back up?
Yep, right back up. I think it's the only way to do it. I think you're showing too much care if you wipe them off.
I think so too.
Plus, if you're double tapping a burrito, you're hitting tortilla.
Well, the thing is that by not wiping them off, you automatically become the guy where, okay, I can understand how he would teabag a burrito.
Right. Yeah, I think you're setting a tone.
You're living up to the reputation you previously set.
Yeah, I think so. If this is your first time here, welcome. This is the kind of thing you can expect.
It happens.
Speaking of teabagging.
What?
I don't know. That's how I'm going to roll into the next story. Anthem. You ever heard of it?
I have.
They're doing a closed alpha.
I know.
Sign-ups are going right now. This isn't so much a news story that we're going to talk about. I just wanted to let everybody know that they are doing a closed alpha from December 8th through the 9th, which is a very short time frame, but it will be available on all 3 platforms, so PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
It's also important to note that these they will run in each day. You will get to choose from 4 different time periods.
Yeah, multiple sessions.
Yep. So I looked. I have to work, so the only one I signed up for was the Sunday afternoon one, which was like 1 to 5, I think. But there's 4 different sessions that you can sign up. That you can actually sign up for, and hopefully you'll get one of them. I have done that, by the way. I
clicked on it and it wanted too much information, and I was like, eh. So here's the thing about Anthem.
Because it asks you the questions. Yeah.
Here's the thing about Anthem. I would consider playing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to take the spot of someone really excited about it in this test.
It's fair.
So when I went to it and I was like, this looks like too much, and I'm not a big enough fan to take this away from somebody else who probably is, so I didn't do it. I assume signups are still live when you hear this, but it was going to be getting damn close to not being, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, not everyone that signs up will get it. If you don't get in, though, this won't mark your only chance to try the game before it launches. EA and BioWare have plans to offer an Anthem demo next year, and EA Origin Access members will presumably get their usual limited early access before its full launch on February 22nd.
This is one of the few next games I'm excited for, so I did sign up for it.
Yeah, but see, how shitty would I feel if I got in and you didn't?
Well, yeah, I know.
Because your very first thing would be like, what the fuck?
You wouldn't feel shitty at all.
I probably would over that, because I don't care about that at all.
Mm.
So I would feel shitty if I got in and you didn't. I would probably give you my code for that if I got in and you didn't. But if I got into like something we both were like, whatever, I would not feel shitty.
Right.
But if I got into like the fucking Life is Strange beta and you didn't, I'd be like, I'm an asshole.
Like Realm Royale?
Yeah, see, I don't care about that because you don't care about that.
Right.
It was neat that they sent it to me. I didn't even sign up for it, so. But yeah. But if I got into something I knew you wanted to be in, if I got into the fucking Mass Effect beta and you didn't, I would give that to you. I don't want to be that guy.
That would probably piss me off.
But I think the idea of just not signing up for it is probably best if you're not in love with it. We're gonna stick with all this
BioWare news.
All this BioWare news. Dragon Age. It looks like there's a new one.
Cool.
It's been quiet since 2014 when Dragon Quest Inquisition came out. But BioWare's Casey Hudson says that the company is preparing to say more about its plans for the series in December. And I think everybody is assuming that means you're going to see it on the Video Game Awards.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
I don't know that you would see. It may depend. I'm sure that BioWare doesn't want to show more Anthem. They've showed so much of it for 2 years now. So maybe, but I don't know that I would hold my breath waiting for it to happen because there's a good chance you'll just suffocate.
I could see them showing it there. They said there's going to be, I think, 12 or 14 games announced.
12 or 14 games announced, yeah.
Yeah, so I could see it maybe there. Here's the thing. If you don't do it there, I don't know where else you do it unless you're just going to announce it on your blog or a live stream or something, which is fine, but I think you probably have more eyes during the Game Awards. Well,
that or E3 would probably be your next.
I think that's too. Well, if they said December, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's probably Game Awards then. That's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that part. Yeah, excuse me. It's early.
Hudson has previously acknowledged that a new Dragon Age was in development, responding to concerns that EA would push for more live content. So, cool. Of course, we're talking like games as a service when we say live content.
Mm-hmm. I've always been surprised. I've always enjoyed the Dragon Age games. So
yeah, they're not my thing, but they're very popular.
Yeah, well, that's probably one of the biggest complaints that a lot of people have about the last Mass Effect, Andromeda, is that it very much went the realm of the way of Dragon Age, as opposed to playing the way it played. It did feel very much like Dragon Age Inquisitor. So we'll see what happens here. Maybe Dragon Age will go the way of Mass Effect.
I can't tell you how many times I've almost purchased Andromeda. When it's like $5 and $6, I'm like, no way I can't have $5 and $6 worth of fun with that game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But I haven't. I just don't think I have the time for it. It's the problem I have with everything. I'm like on the store shopping for 3-hour experiences, and those are hard to find.
Yeah, you're getting to the point now where you have to buy the things that you absolutely want to play. Not just the stuff that you're like, oh yeah, I remember that game. I thought that sounded cool. Maybe I'll check it out. You buy it for $3 and go. It ends up that's not you saving any money. That's you wasting $3 because you never get to it.
And I'm going to go on a little rant right here. People are always talking about how like games have to be 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, 100 hours. Games have to respect your time.
Yes.
My problem with Red Dead is Red Dead does not respect my time. Making me take a 25-minute horse ride doesn't respect my time. And that's a me thing. It's personal. It may respect your time. It doesn't respect mine because I don't have that kind of time. Your game, if you're a game developer and you're listening to this, your game does not have to be 30 or 40 hours. Your game has to be good all the way through.
Yes.
If that's 3 hours, if it's 2 hours, if there's 5 hours, if it's 50 hours, the very best thing to come from VR is that people are realizing that games don't have to be ultra long to be really enjoyable.
Right.
You can sit down and meet Astrobot or Moss in one sitting, and those games are fucking fantastic. They're so good. And you feel...
Do you think that the VR is part of that, though?
Oh,
that
100%.
Experience?
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know it's fair to compare the two then.
So what I think, though, is that seeing that someone will spend $30 on a 3-hour game will change the industry, even if it right now is in VR.
Now, I do think that people who would normally have thought of that are now saying, hey, maybe a 3-hour experience wasn't bad. Maybe I'll try this one.
Right, and if more developers say it worked in VR, can we try it out of VR and make it 4 hours? I think so. I think that's totally plausible. But more than anything, you just have to respect the time of the person playing it. Don't make things artificially long. You know, I don't know where you draw the line between realism and video games. You know, in Red Dead, when I search a pocket, do I need to actually, pull the flap up, undo the button, reach in, grab something out, put it in my pocket? Or do I want to just be able to roll over to that person and have whatever it is? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Those are two way different experiences. One is obviously more realistic and pulls you in the moment more, but the other is respecting your time more.
Yeah, well, and like you said, it is personal from individual to individual.
Yeah.
That's why there are some people who are getting much more enjoyment out of Red Dead Online single-player experience than you are.
You just have to respect the person playing the game's time. And I really do believe that VR will be good for this because I don't mind paying $30 for a game I'm going to spend 3 hours with. Mm-hmm. I really don't. Not in VR. I don't mind it. I won't mind it out of here. It's just that those really don't exist. You know how hard it is to find what I'm going to call like a AAA experience. It's like 3 hours long. It's almost impossible.
Yeah,
they almost don't exist.
About the closest is The Order. That was about 7 hours, 6 hours.
It was so good too. I paid $60 for that game, and I have zero complaints.
Yep, I love that game.
That game was good. It was. People fondly remember The Order now, but if you go back to the launch, everyone shit on that game.
Oh, big time, yeah.
It's just respect the time. If you guys know of games that are short, even if they're expensive, it's okay. If you know of short, really good experiences, hit me up at Podcast Ryan.
I actually think The Order might be the last game that we played together, or played, and would actually be texting about it all the next day.
I like The Order a whole lot.
I think that's the last game we've done that with.
I like it a whole lot.
That's a good game.
Yeah, let's jump over to the next story. I know we're running a little long here. Welcome. The Elder Scrolls Blades, which is the iPhone, Android Elder Scrolls game coming from Bethesda. It's been delayed. It's now going to arrive in early 2019. I think this is fine.
Yeah,
the game looks okay. I like the idea of playing it. It's absolutely fine that it's delayed. It's not ready. It's not going to blow my mind. I'll probably never play it. Just wanted to let anyone know who was excited. I might try it. I thought this story is kind of getting overlooked by a lot of people, but I found this... I guess everyone was just so sure of what they were doing.
Yeah.
That I thought this story was really casually how it was thrown out. But Rocksteady, so the developers behind the Arkham franchise, have basically just come out and said, we're not making a Superman game.
Yep. And you will not see it at the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Which everyone has said they're doing a Superman game, and it will be at the awards.
Yeah. So, Rockstar game director Sefton Hill, will just let everybody know on Twitter, said, looking forward to the Game Awards this year. We're still hard at work in our development bunker, so don't expect any announcement from Rocksteady Games. When it's ready to show, you'll be the first to know. Spoiler, it's not Superman. Mm-hmm. Which is also something you would say if it was Superman.
It's also something you could say if it was Justice League.
Or not Superman.
Or not Superman.
Like, what if they're just making a game about zombies?
They're probably not. That's not Rocksteady. Rocksteady.
That's not fair, though, because the only thing you can say their body of work is Batman.
Oh, that's true.
So anything not superhero is not Rocksteady. But if you're Rocksteady, you probably like to do something not superhero.
You might well like to do an original IP.
Yeah.
Or I guess it depends on... See, my thought was they were working on Batman Beyond, which I think would be cool because they still have a lot of that tech in play, but it brings a different Batman to a different part of the...
I hope not. I want to see them make their own thing.
Do something different.
I'd like to feel bad for... So 2 teams, yeah, they can make that game you're talking about. I'm sure it sells well. I'm sure it would be fine, but make something your own.
I'd really love to see a Green Arrow game, but that
if I was
happen.
Like Insomniac, Spider-Man has to be the best and worst thing that's ever happened to you.
At this point?
The critical success, the financial success. Now you have to make Spider-Man games for a while.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound super cool.
Or hire more people and put a second team on something.
I just feel bad for any company that gets shoehorned into doing the same thing.
Right.
And I'm not talking like Polyphony making racing games or Turn 10 or whatever, whoever makes Digital Playground, whoever makes the Forza games. But that's a little different because your passion, I assume, is making car games because you work for a place that only makes car games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the idea of like working at a developer and only ever getting to make one game because it was so successful, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, the problem is it's another thing to keep in mind though is I'm sure that Rocksteady paid a pretty penny for that Warner Brothers name to be able to have access to those characters. They've got to use that, or it's going to go away.
Rocksteady's owned by WB, I think.
Are they owned by WB?
Yeah, I think so. Let me check.
I thought they licensed the characters.
I think they own it. Yeah, it's a subsidiary of Warner Brothers Interactive.
Oh, it's a subsidiary? Okay.
Yeah, so.
My bad.
That may give you some insight, though, in the things they'll work in because they don't give a damn what Rocksteady wants to do.
All right. That's the thing. And that's another thing is if Warner Brothers owns them, Warner Brothers is going to want their properties out there.
It does mean you could see a Green Arrow, though.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see a Green Arrow.
You'd shit your pants.
I would probably die I would have a heart attack on the spot.
What if it played like Batman, but it was Green Arrow? You would shit your pants. It would be like, finally, the respect he deserves.
Oh, I'll tell you this much: if it does, it's going to be Arrow. It's not going to be Green Arrow. It's going to be based off the TV show. It won't be based off.
But that would be fine for you too.
That would be fine for me too. Yes. Yes.
Maybe. Here's hoping. This next story is on here only for you. If you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to. If you want to go on a small rant, that's fine too. I don't have anything to add for this.
I don't have a rant on this. Go ahead. Tell the story.
Okay, so Netflix has canceled Daredevil after what was arguably its best season. It seems all of the internet at least thinks so. And this comes after season 3.
After season 3. They've also canceled Iron Fist and Luke Cage in October.
Yeah, I'm not seeing as much press about that, though. I feel like people really loved season 3 of Daredevil.
Season 3 of Daredevil was very, very good. Look, the only 2 Marvel properties that Netflix has left are Jessica Jones and Punisher. Punisher's in the middle of a second season. I wouldn't be surprised if you see both of those get canceled after that second season. Here's why. Marvel is opening its own streaming service in 2019. Wouldn't it be a great idea for Marvel to bring its own characters, TV shows, to its own streaming service?
Yeah, I think so, but I think this announcement has to be more thought out, more prepared. Netflix is canceling, and then 2 days later, we're proud to announce that Daredevil Season 4 will premiere on Marvel's streaming service.
Well, they haven't done that yet, because they've given none of those Marvel hasn't given any specifics on when it's coming.
It just seems heavy-fisted that you would say like it's canceled, but then there's no news. Because now everybody's like, fuck you.
It's canceled at Netflix. It's not wrong.
Right. But that's it could have been, as a business, it could have been planned much better. And I don't blame Netflix for announcing that it's canceled. That's what I would do too. Because you don't give a damn if anybody goes over there and watches it. But as a company that could protect their property, I would not have done it this way. I would have had something ready to go so that if it was going to continue on, and maybe it doesn't, but if it was going to continue on, something would have been ready.
I don't know, but I think what Marvel, you got to remember, it's Marvel, Disney, Lucasfilm, it's all those. They want to separate from Netflix as much as possible. But
they know right now whether or not it's going to be on their streaming service, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they're not. What they're worried about is that people are shitting on Netflix. People aren't shitting on Marvel. Marvel will swoop in and be the savior here in 3 months.
If they wait too long, I don't know if they are.
They are.
Like if you wait 3 or 4 months, it's like, oh well, Netflix wasn't shitty. You just made them do it.
You're going to see this. You're going to see an announcement about these shows and when the streaming service will premiere here in another few months, and I bet it's going to be right before either Captain Marvel or Avengers 4.
There's way too many streaming services as it is, and this is only going to get worse.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
This is going to get there will be at some point there will be a streaming apocalypse that happens.
I kind of want to get DC Universe. I'm not gonna lie.
It's going to be bad. There's going to be way too many.
And I don't know if you really enjoy. I think Marvel's streaming service is going to have to be a must get. I mean, they're going to have all the Star Wars stuff. They're going to have all the Marvel stuff.
I've been thinking about that Curiosity Stream. Have you seen that one?
Which one?
Curiosity Stream.
No.
It's like $2.99 a month, but it's all documentaries.
Oh.
By the founder of Discovery Channel.
I haven't seen that. No.
I've been thinking real hard about scooping up that, but then I'm like, I'm part of the problem.
No, I get it. I understand.
It's tough. Like with this thing here, you're saying it's probably a must get, but then you're showing it's okay to separate everything. But you want that content, so what are you supposed to do?
Right, exactly. I mean, that's where you're going to go to get your Star Wars. That's where you're going to have to go to get your Marvel. That's where you're going to have to go to get your Indiana Jones. That's where you're going to have to go to get your probably Spielberg movies.
I mean, any Disney stuff streaming, any Pixar movie streaming for the kids, any of that stuff.
Any Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Any of the Disney stuff. They're that huge and they have that much of a hold on the market that it's a must. They're going to be a must get.
It's called Disney Plus. I don't like that either.
The name? No, I don't either. Leave that Disney bullshit out of that.
It's tough because there's no name that encapsulates all the things that they own.
Mm-hmm. I know.
So I guess everything else is just the plus.
The other thing would be to go with the 3 or 4 separate streaming Marvel services. Don't do that.
Jesus Christ. I got that Marvel Plus today.
Marvel Plus, Disney Plus.
I do not look forward to this world where everything has its own dedicated paid platform or you can't watch it.
Me either.
I should know that I work for a cable company, but that's not why I feel this way. Just want to be transparent.
Yeah, on that note, I'm still considering picking up DC Universe for $7.99 a month.
I think I'm going to get Curiosity Stream too.
I want to. I want to watch Titans.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people shit on it when they first saw but it's actually appears to be reviewing really well. I want to check it out. And they got movies on there I'll watch, so what the fuck, why not?
Yeah, don't let the world tell you what to do.
Fuck the world.
Wow. FTW seems pretty hard.
FTW.
That's going to do it for the show. I want to give a shout out to Gerald. He's working hard behind the scenes for something we're going to do for you guys.
Yeah.
So he's been putting in the hours every weekend, and I feel like maybe not getting the credit he deserves because you can't see what he's doing yet. So just want to give a shout out to him.
I think we're going to give his... I think his title should be First AD.
The first assistant director?
Yes.
We don't have a director, though.
That could be... It's true. He could be the... Shit.
Which makes it even more confusing because they're like, who are you the assistant to? He's a producer.
You're not supposed to ask that. He's a producer. We'll call him... Yeah, he's a producer.
He's like a live content producer.
He's our producer.
You have to use the word content because content's real douchey, like when you're a content creator. That sounds real douchey.
So you want to make Gerald douchey?
Yeah, I'm not using creator. I'm just saying like a live content. Engineer. Can we make him an engineer?
He can't be an engineer. You need a degree to be an engineer.
That's not true at all. You know what else you could do? Operate a train.
No, you can't.
Boom.
You can't. Okay, well, that's a different kind of engineering that is not involved. Now you're just mixing up. You're crossing the streams.
If there's one thing I like, it's crossing streams. I'll tell you that right now. Right now. You can follow us on social media. I used it.
You did?
A couple times last week. I am at Podcast Ryan if you really want to see what I tweeted.
I think I used it too, actually, a couple times.
Yeah, I feel like I got everybody more involved. I'm bringing social media back.
Maybe once. I think I went on a Christmas rant.
Yeah. For those that watch Joe Rogan, Gerald's like our young Jamie.
Yes.
That's what he's like. He's like Uncle Gamestitch's young Jamie.
Young Jamie.
I like it. I'm at Podcast Ryan. Dan is at Shirtless Dan, and Gerald is at Hoffman Show, just like it sounds. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. There's lots that you could be doing with your time, so we appreciate that you decided to use us, even if your time is not like anyone else's time. Even if you've made the time your own, because you identify.
Even if your 6 o'clock is 9 o'clock. Yeah,
if you identify as a 14 o'clocker, that's fine. You can do that. That's the freedom you have here. This is 308. It's a lot of shows.
Woo!
If you missed
more
them,
to go.
It's also 307. Let me back up a little bit. It's not quite as many as I just thought it was. This is 307.
It's still a lot, but not quite as much.
Right, it's just one shy of what I was thinking it might be. Christmas is coming up. You know the shows get a little... there may be some like evergreen episodes we have to record because they fall on certain days. So if we miss some news stories as we roll through December, that's probably what's going on. Remember, we'll do our end of the year stuff. We always do some Swellness Awards. We've been throwing those out every year. So we'll have all that holiday stuff coming. We'll try to get a better idea of what to expect, but we will come out every week.
Indeed.
Because we're consistent.
We are consistent. That's the one thing we have going for us.
If we were putting up like blurbs, where it's like, whoever, like the New York Times says like best show ever, ours would be like consistent, like nothing else, just consistent with a period after it. Like they come out weekly.
Right. Every Monday.
Yeah. 6 a.m. Central Standard Time on podcast services around the world. That's going to do it. It's a longer one. Well, not really. It feels long.
It did feel long.
It's not actually that long.
It's not.
That's another blurb. It feels longer than it actually is.
Something else we bring.
Gerald's iTunes has an update too.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that popping like it's hot. That's going to do it for us. Good night.
Good night.